UK expats in Italy and Brexit update, La Dolce Vita continues. This past week has seen the British Parliamentarians table a bill to take a no-deal option off the Brexit negotiating table. The bill has been passed to the House of Lords to be debated and either approved or rejected. If the Lords vote in favour of it, then it passes for Royal Assent to become law. Now, there's a few points to watch out for, but before we look at these, would you like an ongoing collection of news, reports, resources and courses on working and living in Italy? It's so easy to access. Just take a quick moment to subscribe, and click the bell icon so you'll never miss out again. So, in today's video, we cover a few points on where Brexit is currently positioned, and then take a look at how UK expats in Italy are affected, with a few pointers as to what they can and can't do, with an overview of likely outcomes affecting the UK expats and visitors, and Italy and its own citizens. Firstly, those Lords siding with the Brexiteers have already tabled over 100 amendments to the bill, and are applying a tactic called filibustering, which means running down the time allocated for the debate, thereby frustrating the passage of the bill, with the intention that it doesn't get passed for Royal Assent. Secondly, if the bill does get passed by the pro-Remain Lords, then the Prime Minister can still advise the Queen not to give it Royal Assent. Throw into the mix the possibility of a general election taking place next month, which the main opposition party has already refused to sanction because of their poor standing in the opinion polls, as well as their own in-house issues with a very unpopular leader, and it's not surprising to learn that the drama that's being played out before us all is having a negative impact on the viewing figures of Netflix. In all of this, and with all of the accusations and counter-accusations being thrown across the House of Commons floor, there is the little matter of respecting the 2016 EU referendum result that the Ramonas continuously and conveniently ignore. Yes, you've guessed it, the UK voted to leave the EU. So, full steam ahead for the UK to leave. Not quite, as we all now know. The ironic thing in all of this is that taking the no-deal option off the negotiating table, hence the bill now being with the House of Lords, is being pursued by the Ramonas because they want to use it as a reason for not leaving the EU at all. In other words, they want to ignore the referendum result, and impose what they and the minority voted for. So, if the result of the referendum is to leave the EU, then, by the same token, it means anything to do with remaining in the EU is now redundant and irrelevant. Therefore, taking it to its next logical step, the UK leaves with a deal. And, as any person knows in life, if a deal can't be negotiated to your satisfaction, you have the option of walking away, hence the no-deal choice or availability. So, if you excuse the pun, why the big deal about having a no-deal option available to the UK Prime Minister? The answer is simple, and if you watch any television interview or political show or read the newspapers, you will see Ramonas behaving like children and throwing their toys out of the pram, because they can't get their own way, that is, to remain in the EU. So, how does all of this pantomime posturing by our MPs, members of Parliament, affect expats in Italy, UK visitors to Italy and Italy itself? At the moment, any expat might want to consider the following options. 1. Sit back and watch certain MPs continue to make idiots of themselves. 2. Continue living as you are, either as a resident of Italy, or working as an employee, perhaps on a secondment, or as a student at one of Italy's educational establishments. 3. Focus on what you can control in your life, and take in your stride what you can't control, such as British politics, until a general election does eventually take place. For Italy as a whole, again, there's nothing to do until the UK knows what's going to happen with clarity, that is, the servants, MPs, of the British and Northern Ireland people deliver Brexit in accordance with the biggest democratic vote in the UK's history, or they go against the sovereign will of the people by acting as masters of the people and keep us tied into the EU. For 3 years, and counting, expats in Italy have had uncertainty hanging over them, and it's never a good thing to be subjected to unnecessary worry in life. The same is for people living in the UK. Businesses in the UK don't like uncertainty, and neither do the financial markets. This all weighs heavily on living standards. For expats in Italy, and for visitors too, the pound-euro exchange rate is such that pensions are lower and spending power is very much reduced. In simple terms, the UK economy is stronger than all, if not most, of the member states of Europe. I suppose they should be referred to as countries, but therein lies a clue as to what the EU represents. Contrary to all of the scaremongering scenarios those same Ramona MPs are bombarding the public with, once the UK leaves the EU, the following is likely to happen in the UK and Italy. 1. Confidence in the UK will return to businesses, which will result in a significant increase in investment. 2. Employment in the UK will increase, as it follows the increased investment. 3. The pound will get stronger against the euro, which will mean your pensions will increase in euro terms, and visitors to Italy will get more for the spending money. 4. Business owners in Italy will likely see, for example, an increase in tourism, because the UK public will feel more confident when it comes to booking holidays to what is, arguably, the best holiday destination of them all, Italy. 5. Italian exports to the UK increase, despite the exchange rate likely to move against the euro, as UK consumer confidence and spending increases. 6. Those doubters in Italy, similar to the Ramonas in the UK, will see how the UK continues to grow once the bureaucratic EU chains and shackles are discarded, giving the Italian people and its politicians the confidence to achieve their own version of Brexit. Italexit. 7. Trade deals and agreements are likely to increase between Italy and the UK, benefiting both countries and populations. 8. Italy reverting back to its pre-EU currency of the lira, or similar, with the pound and lira exchange rate settling to a level that could benefit Italian exporters. 9. Italy qualifying for the World Cup. Whatever happens over the coming days, you can only do what you can do, so enjoy whatever it is that you're doing. Take steps that you think are necessary to enable you to get on with your life, especially la Dolce Vita, if appropriate. Anyhow, what do you think will happen with the vote in the Lords, a possible general election, and the next steps in this ongoing soap opera? Please leave a comment in the comments section below this video about the impact of Brexit on UK expats in Italy. And to ensure you don't miss out on future videos, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then hit the bell icon. Plus, don't forget to share these videos with friends, family, business colleagues and associates. Thanks for watching, and make it a great day. Until next time, ciao for now.